don't like this camera, but we're gonna go with this. Y'all.
I'm mad that camera does not work though.
Yeah. All right, we're back. The building family. Okay. We are in the building. We are live. Okay, yes, it's filling up. Yeah, now we're back. We're gonna be good. I got this webcam right here. Logitech. I think this is the reviews on Amazon said that it was good, but it's been working like a piece of shit. So this is my customer review on this for the Black Friday sale. Yeah, take this shit back. You know what I'm talking about? This is not it right here. You know, I was trying to give y'all some good visuals. You know what I mean? I was trying to give y'all some HD red pillar, but we won't get that. I'll have to wait till Cyber Monday, get me a deal on something else. But good morning to everybody. Salute to everyone on this turkey day. I know y'all in the kitchen getting busy making that tofu turkey. You know what I'm talking about? With that, with the moringa on the side, sprinkled on the collard greens. You know, but we're just gonna talk. We're gonna chop it up. I couldn't not do an episode of Third Eye Thursdays. You know, so we're here. We're here. We're gonna talk about some things today. We're going to unpack some things today on this precarious day of Thanksgiving. All right. Because I'm not going to get on here and act like I'm so conscious that I don't know it's fucking Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to be all judgmental and finger pointing and try to shame niggas that's getting ready to eat some turkey. You know what I'm saying? Or individuals that are getting ready to basically sit down with their parents or their family members who they never really see unless it's a funeral or wedding, right? A bond hearing, right? Or somebody's in a hospital. Like, I'm not going to destroy the day where family members come together, right? But this is what I would say. And I'm just giving you my advice because at the end of the day, you know, sometimes we out here, we respect each other's advice. Like if you were to give me some advice and the shit is sound, I respect it. So I'm going to just give you some advice about what I would do on a day like this. Now, I don't know if everybody knows the complete story of what Thanksgiving is. There's varying accounts, right? There's been varying accounts as to what Thanksgiving is really about. Okay? Thanksgiving is a celebration of a massacre. Thanksgiving is a celebration of a purge. Thanksgiving is a celebration of a complete domination of an indigenous people by an inferior people who basically came in and took over, right? Shout out to Tahoe, who came in and took over. And as you celebrate it every year, you perpetuate the curse. That's what Thanksgiving is. It's to say every year we're going to gather and we're going to give thanks to white supremacy. And I'm not being a party pooper. Like I said, I'm going to just explain certain things to you. But at the end of the day, I'm going to give you a solution. What I would do when I gather amongst my family is that I would disrupt that shit. I would disrupt it with the truth. Not to try to convert anybody, not to shame grandma with the two elbows just whipping up the motherfucking collards and the mac together and the cornbread. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't get kicked out of the motherfucking family gathering because I'm so deep and smart and I'm going to make y'all niggas feel guilty around the cranberry sauce. No, you have to change the intentions though. You could change the frequency of why your family is gathering so you are not responsible for being another cog in this fucking matrix or another battery inside of this machine that keeps charging it. And we spend the other 364 days of the year talking about why do crackers have their hands up our ass or why do they got their foot on our neck? It's because they keep lining up these fucking holidays. And when you give it your energy, when you co-sign that shit by pulling up and motherfucking and celebrating it, who's to blame? You're giving them power. Now, Christmas is falling apart, right? I'm gonna juxtapose two holidays to show you the power of what consciousness is. And when you wake up and become aware of something, you take away the power of it. That's all I'm saying today. When I pull up on my aunt and all of them, I'm going to take the power away from this motherfucking day. I'm not going to say grace for no goddamn pilgrims. I'm not going to say grace for Christopher Columbus. I'm not going to fucking say grace to thank the family to come around because we got a day off to fucking eat turkey. You know what I'm talking about? I don't eat turkey. I eat tofu turkey. I don't even eat tofu turkey. I'm going to eat the salad and whatnot. But what I'll say to the family is, why don't we just celebrate the fucking fact that we're all together? Fuck a pilgrim. Why don't we just celebrate the fact that grandma got 2 elbows and she knows how to fucking cook? Why don't we do that? Why don't we celebrate the fact that nobody is being taken from us? Because this whole year, we've seen a lot of people dying. Why don't we just celebrate the fact that these babies that we've been giving birth to are here and they're growing and they're healthy and they look beautiful, right? And we come together once a year to celebrate that. I'm giving thanks for that part, for the part that the family is growing, for the part that the family is healthy, for the part that the family is beautiful. Fuck a pilgrim. I don't fuck with the pilgrims, so fuck them in their holy day. I'm not gonna go to the ticker tape. I'm not going to the Macy's parade. All of them balloons need to be aired out one day. You understand? I'm not fucking giving no honors to no pilgrims because they are purgers. They were called planters. You understand? They're purgers in Connecticut, right? In the state of Connecticut, right? The Pequot, right? The Pequot tribe, Pequot. They were exterminated. 700 of them, mostly women and children. They were crept upon, right, by pilgrims, Europeans, right? Because they sent the bottom of the barrel of Europeans over here. Okay? They give them an ultimatum. It's almost like if they went to the feds right now and told Tekashi and Treyway and El Chapo and everybody that's locked up in federal custody, niggas, we have an uninhabited island, right? The Sentinel Islands where the Indians just killed the fucking pilgrim. We're going to get into that in a minute. It's almost if they went to the federal jail system and told El Chapo, Daniel Hernandez, Tekashi and Treyway and all of them, right? We're gonna let you out of federal custody if you take these AR-15s and go over to Sentinel Island and kill the fucking Indians for us because we want to go over there and take the mahogany wood. We want to take the natural resources out of the ground and we want their land to make it a fucking resort. We're gonna call it Sentinel Island. You know what I'm talking about? And the cruise ships are gonna pull up there with fat white people and retired Negroes with their 401k. You know what I'm talking about? Who sat on their ass for 30 years sending niggas up the river, and we give them a little bonus. And then they get to go on royal cruises around the fucking world, you know what I mean? And go to exploited lands, you know what I'm saying? And sit around and fart and burp all day and talk about, you know, how blissful things are when niggas is begging for fucking 5 cents all around them. That's an example of what happened with the pilgrims hundreds of years ago, about what? We're in the 1600s? So about 500 years, 400, 500 years ago, right? So they emptied out the jails of Europe. They took the bottom feeders of Europe. They took the criminals out of Europe. They emptied out the dungeons and they sent them to the Americas, my nigga. That's the pilgrims. That would be the pilgrims that our teachers taught us are people that we supposed to hold up to a high standard, my niggas. That's them. They were the degenerates. They had diseases. They were the germ man. They had germs amongst them. They were sleeping with sheep. They were sleeping with goats. And I'm not being, because a lot of you niggas is wild sensitive on this Thanksgiving morning. So you're like, oh, this guy is being racist. No, you bird ass nigga. I'm being truthful. I'm being truthful to your indoctrinated, programmed, retarded dummy boy ass. You niggas are dummy boys. That's the new title. That's why this fucking lecture is called Dummy Boy. We're going to talk about the dummy boys amongst us. You motherfuckers are dummy boys, man and woman. I don't care about the age. You could be going on 99. You could still be a fucking dummy boy because you don't know what the fuck is going on around you when there's all kind of signals. People have come amongst you. You didn't just start hearing this from Red Pill. Malcolm X was trying to teach you niggas. Marcus Garvey was trying to teach you old 99-year-old motherfuckers who are still dummy boys. You probably listened to the motherfucker and then went back to sleep. After doing what? After year being a part of these fucking European rituals, eating these GMO, poisonous, cancerous foods, smoking the fucking dope, listening to the dope because the music is dope, and you niggas are indoctrinated by the music that they keep feeding you. And then when they feed you the poison, and then they point and say, oh, that was poison. We're going to federally indict them for 17 charges. Bro, but you playing a nigga music still. And if not his music, you still playing other dummy boys. So stop it with the fucking cognitive dissonance. You know what I'm talking about? So they emptied out the jails. Hold on 1 minute. They emptied out the jails. Give me a phone. Right? They emptied out the jails. Right? Bigger 9. They emptied out the jails. Right? I'm strapped in. Okay? Yeah. I'll spaz at any moment. Madness. Yeah. I'll clap you in a coma. They emptied the jails. And they sent these niggas on boats to America. Right? With the promise that they were coming upon the new world, and this shit had women with big titties, right? Copper tone. These women were oiled up. You know what I'm talking about? They had wavy hair. These was exotics, and they had big titties and bigger asses, right? Because that was the depictions that they spoke about with the quote unquote Aboriginal Indian women, who we would call the Tainos or the Arawaks. But I was told that that's a misnomer, that that's what Europeans were calling them. The Bodikans and some of these other tribes that niggas don't even know the names of. Because they had gold, you know, when you read the accounts, when you read the diaries, something that I took time to do arduously, right? Something that I took time to do, and other people like Ivan Serdema, right? Like Renoko Rashidi, like Ajra Kwesi, okay? These are historians amongst us, and they already came and they gave us the accounts. They broke down, Xerox Sabir Bey, Taj Tariq Bey, Raz Mariah Bey, Sister Valhalla Bey, okay? They came, and Abdullah Mosley Bey, they came and gave niggas the information already. I'm just repeating the shit. It didn't start with me. But they gave you the accounts of the conquistadors. They gave you access to their journals. So if you niggas would read the journal, you would listen, you would read in the journal the description of the people that they came across. And when they tell you the description of the people that they came across, there was some startling motherfucking similarities to the people who they came across to the people that we see today. I'm going to give you one. I'm going to give you a few gems. They said that the motherfuckers had dreadlocks or hair, not matted hair that came down their backs. Who the fuck does that sound like? Half of Florida, half of Georgia, right? The niggas in Chirac that's shaking their dreads. The niggas in the motherfucking Oakland that's doing the motherfucking, the hyphy and whatnot, shaking their dreads like Jesus. They said that these niggas had long locks going all the way down their backs. They also reported in their journals that these motherfuckers had not just face tattoos, body tats. Who does that sound like? Body tats. Facts. They said that these niggas had tattoos all over their bodies. Who does that sound like? Sounds like half of the niggas in Florida, the majority of niggas in Georgia, right? Motherfuckers in Louisiana, because we're talking about the mound builder civilization that comes out of the boot, the mud, Louisiana, that whole region, the Seminoles, the Seminole Wars. They were not being enslaved in Florida like they were being enslaved up there in the 13 colonies. Them niggas fought back. Fort Negro. Go and look it up. The Seminole Wars, 1, 2, and 3, the Gully and the Geechee. Them niggas wasn't no slaves. They was warriors. Them niggas bust back. They was busting back, my niggas. They was fighting back. They had fighting spirits. When you go down south, niggas got fighting spirits. Okay? They bust back. They got hammers and all of that. They're allowed to carry weapons. They bust back. And then another startling discovery that I made when I read the motherfucking journals. is that they said niggas had gold in their mouth. Facts. Them niggas had gold teeth. Not only did they have gold teeth, they had gold chains. They had gold bangles around their necks. That's why they were beheading our women and cutting their arms off to take the fucking gold from them. That's why when you do the history about Niagara Falls, which is called Nigger Falls, they beheaded thousands of women and threw their heads into the falls because they were taking the gold from around their necks because they came into the Americas as robber barons. They were taking the gold from us. It was a fucking op. They were taking the gold. They were taking the silver. They were taking the tobacco. They were taking the cotton. They were taking the potatoes. They were taking everything that they can that was not screwed down from the Americas and taking it back to barren ass, broke ass, cold ass Europe. Facts. You didn't know this? Nobody taught you this? I'll do a 4-week course if y'all willing to come and sign up and teach you the fucking facts. So we don't got to walk around blind to the curses that are upon us by these people who keep smiling in our face. These are the fucking, they have come back like the ancestors have come back. I'm one of the ancestors that have returned, my nigga. Well, their ancestors have come back too. It's not just one way. Everybody has come back to fucking have this final goddamn conflict. We all here. We showed up. You know what I'm talking about? We pulled up. We here. We have reincarnated to finish this shit out. So the Europeans, the alt-right, the rise in white supremacy, the right wing and all of that is the Crusaders reincarnated. That cracker that got killed on the island by the Sentinel Indians, my nigga, that's the universe showing you that we in a fucking cycle and nothing has changed. It's all a cycle. Time is centrifugal. It's not linear. Translation. The shit goes in cycles. It goes in circles. It don't go in one line like your bird ass fucking history or your science teachers taught you. They lied to you. Get your money back. Niggas is in debt to being lied to. That's crazy. But you won't put a coin on this consciousness. Cash App, Phil Moreland. Let me remind you. Let me put that in the chat room. You know what I'm talking about? Because you niggas is in debt. You niggas is in debt. You getting motherfucking, you're losing your hair. Your edges are gone because you stressed out because you're in all of this financial debt for being lied to. But here it is. You got a motherfucker, you got a whole group of people. You got a group of teachers that are out here teaching you. And we like, nigga, you know what I'm talking about? Pay your tuition. Straight like that. Facts. Pay your tuition. Because if you get this shit and you don't put nothing on it, then you don't respect it. If you get this information, if you get these gems and you don't leave a tip for it, you know what I'm talking about? Then you didn't get nothing because you didn't reciprocate. Nobody respects anything that they get for free. Facts. So getting back to what I was saying, that this is all America. They call this the land of milk and honey. Your Bible talked about the land of milk and honey. It's not Israel where nothing grows. You understand? It's not the fucking desert, my nigga. It's the Americas. And it's Africa. But it's damn sure the America is South America, it's Central America, and it's North America. They robbed the Americas before they robbed Africa. Facts. They pillaged the Americas before they pillaged Africa for their gold, for their silver, for their uranium, for their platinum, for the gemstones. The fucking lapis lazuli, the crystal quartz. You know what I'm talking about? All of the gemstones that you niggas go crazy over right now. The moldavite. All of that. It's all in Brazil. It's all in the Adirondacks. It's the Herkimer diamond is in Herkimer. What are you talking about? They pillaged the Americas before they were able to go to Africa because they got their fucking weight up in America. Facts. They got their weight up in America. So by the time they went to Africa, the weapons was already forged. They was already built up. They was already built up. So you're seeing time repeating itself. The fact that a fucking missionary got speared to death on Sentinel Island the other day is the ancestors ringing the alarm. Letting you niggas know the fucking crusades is not over. These crackers, the regentrification, that's a fucking missionary canoeing in your hood. That's how it works. That's just how it works. it's time repeating itself because we have not learned our lessons. And every Thanksgiving we come together and we perpetuate the curse because niggas get slap happy drunk, pissy drunk, bellies full of GMO turkeys, right? Let's not even talk about the fact that the turkeys signify the Turks, which are a part of the Ottoman Empire, who enslaved the Europeans, who they have a lifelong beef with, right? They have a perpetual genetic war with the Ottoman Empire and the Turks. That translated into the Middle Eastern Ottoman Arabs, who they are ceremoniously and ritualistically murdering ever since 9/11, when they declared that the quote-unquote Crusades is back. But after they finish with the Turks, they come for the Moors. You didn't know that? Okay. After they finish wiping out the Arabs, they come to the original Blackamoor Messiah, which is the Blackamoor. They wipe out the niggas afterwards, but they get the Arabs out the way. That's how it works. I'm not blue, I'm red. Let's get this, please, let's get this straight. Shout out to Blue Pillar. So the Ottomans, or the Turks, right? The Ottoman Empire, Constantinople, where the Crusades took place, right? Because the Ottomans took over Jerusalem, right? The Ottomans are who you find in Egypt right now. Those are the Mamelukes. These are the modern day Arabs, okay? The European has a gripe with them. It's a historic gripe. World War I was against the Ottomans. World War I, where 16 million people died, right? That was a war against the Ottoman Empire, the remainder of this Moorish Empire, the Ottoman Turks and things like that, right? And they dismantled them. Shout out to Blue Pillar. You understand? So you're eating the turkey, right? You're ceremoniously eating the turkey. So if we understand what we're doing and we don't do that, and we switch the energy and we just tell our family, I love you, I like you, right? I live for you. And you kiss the babies and you kiss mama and you kiss Nana with the second elbow, right? And you kiss your father and your grandfather and your uncles, whether they're a crackhead uncle or whatever. You show them love and you show them appreciation and you give thanks to them. You give thanks to your mother, fuck a pilgrim. You give thanks to your baby mama. You give thanks to your babies. That's how you reverse the curse. That's how you don't lend energy. I'm not saying no Roman Catholic grace at the fucking table to perpetuate the curse that niggas are complaining about 365 days a year because this cracker has turned up their crusades against niggas. Dummy boys. I'm not doing that. And I would highly recommend that you do not perpetuate this fucking curse for another year. Oh, Red, I'm not going to go to my family dinner. That's perpetuating the curse as well, in my humble opinion. And I might be wrong, but I'm not going to neglect gatherings of family members in silent protest to Turkey Day, right? Because people are going fast these days. A lot of people have elderly or aging parents or uncles and aunts. I'm going to take every opportunity to be in a room with them that's available. Okay? I'm going to take every opportunity to be amongst them. I'm not bypassing that. I apologize. Not for the conscious police. You understand? You know what I mean? Not for the Hotep, the Hotep alt-righters, the alt-lefters. You know what I'm talking about? I'm not going to I won't neglect my family because that's all I have. You know what I'm saying? I can't choose another family. I can't pick another family. And if everybody in my family is not super duper conscious, like Mama Pill, she don't even rock with that. You don't got to worry about that. She's eating, she's drinking her sea moss, and it's any other day for her. She's not going anywhere. She's not calling nobody and telling them happy anything. She's not on Facebook with the chain letter trying to, tag people with the Thanksgiving post and all of that stupid shit. That's not what she does. But I have family members who they're still underneath the indoctrination of white, this Americana. That's all it is. I'm not calling it white supremacy. You niggas are weird to me. I'm not calling it white supremacy. It's called Americana. It's Americanism. That's all it is. You know what I'm talking about? And I talked about it on a previous episode about you could come from whatever foreign country that we could name on a map, Czechoslovakia, Transylvania, you know what I mean? Zimbabwe, Yemen, whatever. If you celebrate more than 2 Thanksgivings, you're going to become indoctrinated and assimilated into American culture. This is how they get people. And then after a while, you're walking around as a dummy boy, because the majority of the people who come to America who don't know the system of America, who don't know the history of America, they carry themselves like dummy boys. You ever been in a room full of immigrants? And this is no offense to anybody, but when Americanized immigrants are called, they're akin to what is known as blind sheep. Okay, they're used as a buffer state. These are buffer zones. These people are buffer zones because they're buffer zones to people like black people, like the Black Panthers, or black people who are trying to rise up in America and fight for their rights. They start opening up the gates and they send in all of these buffers. These motherfuckers is like, I'm just happy to have a plate, my nigga. I'm just happy to be able to work, my nigga. I'm just happy to have a fucking key in the door, my nigga. I'm just happy to fucking be here and have a green card, my nigga, and a visa. The migrant caravan is pulling up like, nigga, I'm not going to be protesting with you niggas because I walk 8,000 miles just to be in America, just to wake up on American time. You understand? So when you run around trying to have other people whose only mission to come here, they'll do anything that America tells them to do because America has the naturalization power over them. America could send them back and revoke their visa. America, they're jockeying for a green card. And I'm not calling out nobody. This ain't no, oh, he's exposing immigrants. Negro, it's common fucking sense. You understand? It's common sense. Like, this is not rocket science. It's a carrot that they dangle over certain people's heads, and they tell them, if you try to protest with these protesting ass Negroes, right, with the slaves of America, you know what I mean, with the dummy boys of America, we'll send you niggas back in a barrel. You know what I'm talking about? The same barrel that niggas be sending clothes back in. Yeah, we're gonna deport you. You're gonna be a deportee. And all of my Jamaicans know you can't come back to Jamaica as a deportee. You can't come back to Jamaica once you left. You understand? They will kill you. They will rob you. They will wash you up. They call it a deportee. It's a shame. It's a term of shame if you come back to a foreign country, right? And you didn't come back with the bag. You know what I'm talking about? They're not going to look at you favorably. So all of that, yo, we need allies and the Africans are going to help us out. No, they're not. No, they're not. You need to get off of that. Nobody's going to help you. Nobody cares about your plight because they're not here for that. They don't, police is shooting niggas. Oh, well, Boko Haram is taking women out of the village and shooting them in front of their mamas. Boko Haram. Or ISIS is out here beheading people. So you want to tell me about the NYPD? Oh, they only out here killing dummy boys. I don't care. You don't like them anyway. That's the sorry truth that you niggas gonna have to swallow till you eat your turkey. That's a hard pill. So you think that the Arabs care that they shooting niggas with their pants down? You think that the fucking Africans care that they out here spearing niggas down in the hood? The same niggas who are trying to fucking get at them? You dummy boy. You're dummy boys. They're looking at you, boy. You're corrupting their children. So why wouldn't they want you niggas to get killed? You have their children wearing fucking hair weaves and lace fronts. Look at the little African girls running around with lace fronts looking crazy. This shit don't even look right. You blue black with a fucking Brazilian, you know what I mean? With 3 bundles sewn in. You don't even look right. So they came from a country where their own leaders don't give a fuck about them. Their own leaders could basically kidnap them and body them, right? And nobody would say anything. They could come into their village and rape everything and pillage it, and everybody would turn a blind eye. But you mean to tell me that you think for 1 minute, right, that they're gonna ride for you? That's not how it works. They're waiting for you to get the fuck out of here so they could take your position, right, at H&M, at Chipotle, right? So they could take your position at Foot Locker and get the hookups on the Jordans, because that's what they into right now. They want you to get out the way. They want you to get the fuck out the way. And I'm not talking about all of my African brothers and sisters. I'm not actually generalizing everybody. But what I'm talking about is first generation, right? First generation is in their 60s now, right? First generation came over here in the 70s and in the 80s. They don't give a fuck about you like that. Second generation, they don't give a fuck about you like that. So you might have some African friends that are like doing the nay with you and whatnot and smoking K2 with you or rolling up with you or they thotting with you. You might got some African shorties that thot with you and they sell box with you and they strip with you. You know what I mean? And they call her Lupita inside of Onyx, or you know what I'm talking about? She might be shaped like motherfucking Venus Hottentot and y'all running plays together. I ain't talking about them. Or you might have some Nigerian niggas that hit you with card numbers and y'all out here happily swiping together. I'm not really talking about them. They're indoctrinated into the deaf culture. They're indoctrinated into the nigga culture. They're dummy boys too. They're part of the dummy boy culture. I'm not necessarily talking about them. I'm talking about the people who wield real power in the African households. I'm talking about their parents. We could talk about the Caribbean people as well, my nigga. I'm talking about you Jamaican niggas' parents. I'm talking about Haitian parents. I'm talking about Panamanian parents. I'm talking about the people who are Roman Catholics who will call the police on you and get the feds to come and swoop your niggas up. I'm talking about them people. I'm talking about Roman Catholics who pay homage to the Pope, my nigga, and will send you up the river. They will sit on a jury and send you up the river the same way that a white supremacist who I'm talking about. That's who I'm referring to. They don't care about you. Don't ever in your life think that they do. You have no allies. You have no allies. You don't. So going back to this whole thing about Thanksgiving or Turkey Day, 700 Pequot Indians were massacred by pilgrims who crept on them. They also had other Indians rolling with them. They crept on them. They massacred them. They cut their heads off and put them on plates. They cut their heads off and put them on stakes. Even the Indian tribe that helped the Europeans run down on the Pequots, they killed their chief and they put his head on a pike, and they had his head on a pike for about 50 years for everybody to see, because that's what they would do. They would put you out there. They would have your body hanging until it became a skeleton for everybody who was coming forward to know that these European savages were not to be fucked with. It was a way of instilling fear and trauma into people who are not as savage as these Europeans. Then they began to put money out to say, yo, bring me their scalps. Then other Europeans, after they heard about what they did to the Pequots, they started getting brave, because prior to that, they were getting their ass handed to them by the quote unquote Indian tribes. But once they were able to see that this shit went down, they began to come to America, or they began to come from Europe, and they began to massacre the quote unquote Aboriginal, indigenous, copper tone complexion in Indians is what they call them, but it's not Indians. These are Aboriginals. These are indigenous. These were niggas. Okay, these are blackamoors. These were also, you know, the Tonto and these niggas from the west, the tribes that you see from the west that are like Mexican looking like tribes. We're not necessarily talking about them. We're talking about the people who are identified as copper tone complexion, and the niggas that look like me. Okay. I'm copper tone. Let's get a penny or something, and I'll show you what the fuck it means. You see this penny? Right? This is a dirty penny. You see this penny? That's copper. You see? That's copper tone, my nigga. They got lost. Where's the penny at? We can't even see the penny. Yeah, it's in my skin. People that look like me were getting massacred. Okay? They were getting washed. They were getting their heads cut off. They were getting their limbs cut off. They were getting cannibalized. They were getting eaten. The Europeans ate them. They cannibalized them. That's what they did. That's what they did. So, so if we get together and we toast into that, toast to the white man, toast to the pilgrims. The pilgrims are the terrorists. The pilgrims are the terrorists. Let's never get it messed up. The pilgrims are the terrorists. The pilgrims are ISIS. I gotta bring Blue Pill in. The pilgrims are terrorists. So if you're mindful of that,
yo,
what up?
Ancestors is like, sick you niggas. Sick you niggas. I had some help. Ready you niggas. Why do people, melanated black and brown people, think that any motherfucking thing positive is coming their way in this universe if they continuously, like you said, every year post a fucking job well done by the colonizer? The colonizer was not part of any substantiated, recognized government on this particular land. They were ISIS. They were enemy combatants.
They were.
All right? They were an invading force who had religious
protection.
They weren't a nation state. They weren't a government. They were an invading force, the same as ISIS, right? The same as fucking ISIS. We're looking at the shit play out all over again. But you niggas gave me 1,000+ thumbs up on the fucking indigenous tribes on the island of the Sentinel that said no to the colonizer. I did a fucking lecture on Columbus Day called Cosmonaut, where I explained to you about the doctrine of discovery, so you niggas can stop trying to tell Europeans, oh, Columbus didn't discover America. That's not what they fucking mean. All right? The Pope issued a papal bull saying you are to go out and you just find people who are not under the heel of Christianity. And wherever you find them, if they don't convert to Christianity, take all they shit
and murder them.
The doctrine of discovery means you're the first Christian under the powers of the fucking church to come into contact with non-Christians. And if they don't convert, you take their shit. Because they're saying the Christianity or Christians are the only ones that matter, because what? After Constantine merged the fucking church with the empire, they got an empirical mindset. And what do empires do? They conquer. Now they just had something new to conquer in the name of, which was Christ. So it was 2 supernatural events that led to the Christianity that you know today. Yes, the Antikythera. 2 supernatural events. Constantine being converted and Paul being converted. Because you are practicing Pauline Christianity. What's wrong with you people? You listen to all the wrong fucking shit when people come and they give it to you raw, exactly how you need it to wake you niggas up. You don't even fucking absorb it, and when you do, you don't even leave a tip. You don't show no fucking appreciation for waking you niggas up. So black folks will never be free if they continuously enforce the fucking hand, to beat them down and put them in shackles. There's no two ways around this. You can't celebrate the destruction of indigenous ancestors of this land and expect anything to come forward because your fucking grandparents is buried in that same soil. What you think, they're on separate sides of heaven? Huh? Them spirits is mixed in that land. You would tell me about your fucking ancestors and voting? What about you celebrating the massacre of your ancestors? Every chance you get. Huh? Sick of you niggas, man. Hire some help. Rid of you niggas. Right? Same way with the dummy boy. When the streets couldn't get the dummy boy, who do God send? He sent that fucking European to lasso you niggas up. Right? And bring you back to the cave that you sent him to. They call it federal prisons right now. Sick you niggas. Sick. The devil worked for God, right? So who the fuck the European work for? If he's the minions of the devil, but the devil gets his marching orders from God. He contracted them. He said, go round them niggas up. Whoever, whatever motherfucking hoe of mine that you can motherfucking knock on the strip, that's your hoe. That was never my hoe to begin with. Sick. Come on now. We got to see this shit for what it is, man, and stop the fucking hypocrisy. And tomorrow I'm going to see all of these stay woke motherfucking hashtags and niggas going to be talking about buy black. Fuck buy black. You niggas shouldn't practice white on Thanksgiving. And then you want to buy black on Friday? Sick. Come on, man. Niggas out here putting their motherfucking lives on the line to wake these goddamn people up. And it's like, this shit is synchronized. Like clockwork when you fucking go back to sleep. So the doctrine of discovery is the first piece of international law that they continuously move through the planet. They're still looking to see, who are the last converts? They're not finished with this shit. They are still crusading. What part you don't get? What part you don't get? It was never reversed. The curse was never reversed. Just like J. Edgar Hoover, curse was never reversed. The fear of a black and more Messiah, the hunt for the Messiah was never rescinded. It's a federal dictate. Why you think the prisons is full?
That's right.
Are you fucking crazy? Are you dummy boy for real?
Look at the dummy boy. See the dummy boy?
And y'all talking about freedom and liberation and all this cornball shit. How? Sway? How? Look, them hurricanes just hit North Carolina, right? I've been in North Carolina. I was locked up in Greensboro in 93. Nigga, the fucking forks was pork. Like, everything was pork on that menu, goddammit. How the fuck them hurricanes hit and they fucked up all of them fucking pig farms, right? All of that fucking runoff water that they had, the hurricanes took all of that water and distributed through the whole state, let alone the fact that they said they killed 1 million something pigs. You think they buried and burnt them pigs up? No, nigga.
That's what you're eating.
You think the motherfucking romaine lettuce got salmonella for what? From the runoff water. And then you got the flu shot, and then you're going into the dead of winter, and then you're going to divulge all of your fucking nuts and peanuts because you're spending them for Christmas, so you're going to not be able to come to KT or Mama Pill in January and February when it gets frigid, and your ass come down with some new fucking influenza disease. Right? Then you're going to be crawling to the healers talking about, you know what I'm saying? Look out, my brother. You ain't my fucking brother and sister. My brother and sister don't celebrate the motherfucking destruction and annihilation of their ancestors, nigga. That's not what my brothers and sisters do. And I don't give a fuck about the niggas out there having this conversation about who's indigenous and native. And you stupid motherfuckers, black or brown, you both in the fucking ground, flat or round. How about it? How about it? Side by side, from the hand of a fucking colonizer, huh? Who took both you niggas' land with a little fucking wee-wee, huh? Who raped the whole fucking civilization out of existence and created a new one that you call Puerto Rican, Dominican, and the rest of them niggas. Fuck is you talking about, man?
Facts.
Motherfuckers gonna have to spend the rest of their life over. Run, that's what's gonna happen. I'm just saying, like, this is the shit that political prisoners went to jail for. Trying to wake niggas up, trying to bring fucking enlightenment to the people, and they lost the fight to the fucking gangster, Dummy Boy.
Dummy boy. Dummy boy.
Nature Boy and all this other bullshit. That's what you're putting your energy into. But niggas come and give you the science, give you the fucking information, give history of this shit. So you will have some level of fucking enlightenment. So when you do go to the kitchen, Emily, you can impart information and stand on that shit without being freaking smooth with it, nigga.
Because I promise you,
I could convert a fucking priest. I could convert a fucking priest with these fucking bars because I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'll put them in the corner they can't get out of.
That's right.
I'm saying?
Niggas,
you gotta
moms.
have some level of, you finesse everything else. Huh? Finesse mama from fucking hand today. Huh? You don't got no gift to give for that? You can't pull that one on?
Got no bars for Nana with the second elbow.
You ain't got no balls for Nana, huh? You can't tell Nana all that shit she eating ain't real. Stop telling me about your Nana that lived to 90. She wasn't eating GMO. She was eating vegetables that had real motherfucking enzymes in them.
Farm
She
raised.
wasn't eating.
Right.
Never, ever in our life have been in a situation where we've been introduced to plastic products from the age of 0 to however fucking old you are. You've been eating fucking trash, my nigga. That's why people is out here dying at the age of 30 and 40. So sad to see this shit. I'm not motherfucking making it a thing that's like, that shit is fucking hurting. It's hurtful to hear the motherfucking phone calls. I'm around mama. I'm listening to this shit come in here, man. I see the fucking state that our people is there. It's a national crisis. Africans are not.
Yeah, I know they freezing the feed and whatnot, family. So we're not.
It's supposed to be the toughest. The most delicate motherfuckers on the planet talk the toughest. Oh, you can't call me a nigga. And they calling each other niggas every day. The most delicate motherfuckers. In blackface. Europeans.
They talking about
Europeans in blackface.
Yo.
That's how you was born.
Somebody try to give me heat talking about, yo, they just gonna allow Tekashi to say nigga.
Oh, I'm on the live stream.
You're just gonna allow Tekashi to say the word nigga.
Thanksgiving.
And I'm like, what are you talking about? Tekashi couldn't say the word nigga to people who are not acting like niggas. Nigga is not a nationality. Nigga is a way of life. Nigga is dummy boy. Nigga is banging. Nigga is, you know what I mean? Niggas is getting turned up. Like, what are you talking about? He's Paul. So how could you say, oh, how could they allow Tekashi to say nigga? But you dance to his music. Let's see. Oh, Blue, you back?
Yeah, Mama Pill ain't for none of that. Mama Pill ain't. Mama poured a bucket of water on that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but the stream was freezing.
I'm saying like Fat Joe was been saying nigga forever. If you lived in New York, you know the Dominicans and Puerto Ricans say nigga more than a little bit.
That's their second language. They come out the womb saying nigga. The Dominicans, nigga. And then they say Papa la besos. They say nigga. They say nigga right out the womb. The Dominicans, oh man, you know what I'm talking about? The Puerto Ricans. So, you know, I don't see it as a term of endearment like that.
You a cool man. Fuck that. It's out of respect, my nigga. It's out of respect. You feel me?
Oh, they want you to beef up? Beef up, little nigga.
Yeah, they want me to beast mode.
Beast mode on your mama, little nigga. Put her full back.
She not for the language. I'm the Blue. You know what I'm saying? My shit is cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm smooth. I talk at this tone. My mother's not even used to hearing me raise my voice, let alone use explicitives. She always comments me on my
your vernacular.
My accents. Yeah, my vernacular. You know, the way that I could cut you like this. You feel me?
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'm with my mama's house. I can't disrespect my mama. I have to follow her her best wishes.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to get off of the stream though. You heard? But I definitely respect your insight. I definitely appreciate your your wisdom, Brother Blue. You know, I'm gonna wrap up this episode in about 10 minutes and get back to doing what I do. You feel me? But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Because at the end, this is what we're talking about. We're talking about respect for our mamas and our fathers. I domicile on Turtle Island in Amexem. I have received a lot of great things from this land. So I respect the ancestors of this land. It don't have to be the ancestors that came over here with my ancestors on slave ships, if that's how they got here. You know what I'm saying? It's the land. It's the land. I respect the mothers and the fathers of the land. I respect my mother and my father in this life. You know what I'm saying? But I have a great appreciation for ancestors, period, that went through the program of the Crusaders that continues today by way of the doctrine of discovery. That's what that missionary was practicing. I posted articles on that shit 2 months ago, explaining how they just found the island and they had plans to go up in there. So you think that they're going to stop? You think that the Pope, they have an entire army called Jesuits. This the military of the church. You think they're going to take that L on the chin? They're going to utilize that as a reason to go up in there. So we need to be praying for them on a day like this. We need to be putting something out. We need to be calling on Ogun and the rest of the ancestors to protect them in their time of peril. This is the great challenge. You need to be willing to strap up right now on some, you know how the Cubans went to Angola and held them down?
Mm-hmm.
You need to be willing to get ready to go and hold your ancestors down on Sentinel Island. And don't go over there and bring niggerism to a place where it hasn't reached yet. You feel me? Mm-hmm. And once again, like I said, you know, coming from that Ronoku Rashidi lecture on 11/11, when he showed pictures of all of our indigenous blue-black Moors, you got an issue right now because I seen people there was the color of the black crayon. Now I know that doesn't deal with their nationality, goddammit, but I seen pictures of them. There are actually people on this planet that are carbonated, heavily carbonated where they look charcoal. So I showed you in that last article that I posted 2 months ago with the indigenous people in I don't think, was it Papua New Guinea? It was all in them areas, you know what I'm saying? Everywhere that you find people that are untouched or uncontaminated, they look like us. It was the same thing when it came over here, goddammit.
That's right. That's right. So on that note, I'm going to say good look. Thank you for that information, my brother. Let them know where they could find you at on the gram.
At Blue Pillar 44. You can come and get some of these bars in person. December 1st, we're going to be in Newark, New Jersey, right? What's the name of that venue?
Jersey. It's a bookstore.
Source of Knowledge Bookstore.
Source of Knowledge Bookstore.
People always telling us, y'all need to cut them Newark. Y'all need to cut them Chicago. Those are the two main ones they keep telling us.
Yep.
Well, we're coming to Newark. So you niggas need to spread it to your Jersey constituents. Let them know that we coming to Newark.
Yeah, spread it like a rumor.
Professor Gris, spread it like a rumor. You feel me? Red and Blue Pill, Professor Gris, Fear of a Black Planet 2, Cash App, Blue Pillar 44. You know what I'm saying? Show some appreciation.
That's right.
Show some appreciation on a day like today.
That's right.
You dig what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. All right, Blue. I got a few minutes left on the stream. All right. Yeah. So KTL Media as well, family. That is the new site, KTL Media. That is our streaming service. I want everybody to go to KTL Media and just check it out. You know what I'm talking about? Sign up to the site. It's our answer to YouTube. All right. It's our own streaming service, KTL Media. All right. Go and check it out. You feel me? Go and check it out. You know, YouTube with their demonetization, with their censorship, all of the things that we don't like about YouTube. The fact that they're hiding videos, shadowing videos. You can't see Red Pill's videos in certain countries and all of that. Well, we went ahead and we started out. We built our own platform. Hold on. The sound is muffled. My bad. You can't hear me now? So we built our own platform called KTL Media, and I want you to check that out. We will be live streaming from KTL Media. We will be putting up exclusive content to KTL Media. We will be premiering exclusive videos through KTL Media. We will be lecturing, uploading lectures to KTL Media. We will have content from our affiliates on KTL Media. We have our servers overseas for KTL Media. So, you know, we don't have to basically worry about the government or the powers that be erasing our content or freezing our content and doing all of the things that they do to your information or your content when you have servers in America, because the people who are the quote unquote architects that are behind the scenes in this digital universe, they're not our friends. All right. Please understand that they do not have our best interests in their hands. KTL Media is not an app. It's a web-based app. So it's a website, www.ktlmedia.com. We're going to have it to where you can have it as a web-based app. So you can have the icon on your phone with push button notifications. It'll be an option to have the app on your phone. So it'll operate as an app, but it's a web-based app. That way we don't have to go through the restrictions that the Google Play Store and the iTunes stores has, because if you're not familiar with Google Play, they also are censoring. They also attempted to censor our material and our content, and they also attempted to silence us because we had our app housed inside of their venues, which was the Apple Store. They didn't want our app to be in their store. Okay. They did not want our app inside of their stores because of the fact of, you know, we're not playing the game that they want us to play. And we are not basically speaking about the things that they want us to speak about. Now, if we were professionally twerking, no, dead ass. If we were showing guns, right? If we were rapping about our gang affiliation, if we were helping to perpetuate the stock market, you know what the stock market is? When it comes to niggas and black people and hip hop, the stock market is big pharma, right? Big prison, right? Big beef, right? Not dead ass. Big military. They've created a situation where all of that, all of those companies have their tentacles inside of hip hop. And Europeans, right? Europeans have monetized, they've monetized our ignorance, right? They've monetized our niggardry. They've monetized our ratchetness. They've monetized our gang activity. They've monetized our self-hatred. They've monetized our hatred for the genders. They've monetized our black inferiority complex. So how it works is, let's just use Tekashi as an example, right? Let's use Bobby Shmurda and Tekashi 6ix9ine. Now, I shared with you before that everything that's popping coming out of New York after 2012 is all gang related. Everything. Bobby Shmurda was a Crip, right? He was the only thing pop. He was when they came out, they were popping. They were hot, the hottest thing in the city. Young and May came after that. She's a lesbian, an AG, right? One of the first AGs or lesbian rappers that were embraced by the industry. She was repping the Bloods, right? Then Cardi B with her motherfucking money moves. She comes out. She's popping. She's coming out of New York. Keep in mind, we're talking about New York, the home of hip hop. We're talking about New York, the birthplace of hip hop. We're talking about New York, who, if New York is not on the top of the rap game, it doesn't necessarily matter, because on the corporate level, behind the scenes, the niggas that's signing the checks, the people that the niggas from Atlanta got to come to see to get the check or the bag, the people that you got to see in LA or Hollywood, those are New Yorkers. Those are New Yorkers. It don't matter if they don't push Young and May. When Young and May was out, my nigga, they pushed her. What y'all don't realize is that they deal with times, they deal with quarters, and they deal with windows of opportunity. Once they plant the seed, or once they hoist a certain person, you see more lesbians though. You know what I'm talking about? You see more girls turning fucking AG after Young and May. You seen that shit more accepted though. So to say that they don't push her, they don't need to push her, because that would be overkill. They already pushed her. When the bitch was out, her music was everywhere. She talking about knocking your girl down with a dildo and all of that. They proliferated her image and her message and her movie, her movement everywhere. So now there's a lesbian movement. There was already a lesbian movement, but there's a new movement juxtaposed on that movement, where shorties that look like Lil Wayne is out there hunting, trying to knock down your daughter or your baby mama with a fucking dildo. All right, and they running around pushing baby carriages and whatnot, taking care of niggas' kids. So she's the template, right? She's a template, and they utilize individuals like the template. So she's a gang affiliated lesbian. So there's a kick to that. So now the gangsters who would be naturally opposed to some shit like that, like, what? We don't fuck with that. Now they like, yo, we looking for lesbians to roll with, right? We looking for AGs to roll with, because y'all gonna bag the bitches for us. You understand? Y'all gonna bag the bitches for us. I got 4 minutes left on this computer. Damn. So Bobby Shmurda, Young and May, Cardi B, and then Tekashi 6ix9ine, all gang members. So the way that they're doing it with the NYPD, because they're watching everybody and they're monitoring everybody and they're criminalizing everybody, because they're going to push the artists, but the artists are going to push thousands of niggas into the jail cell. An AG is an aggressive. That's what they call the lesbos that look like Lil Wayne. So they're going to push everybody into a jail cell. That way, Wall Street is monetized, is going to be able to monetize your black body inside of the jails. Remember, they get paid for that. They get paid every time you get locked up. They're selling your stocks on Wall Street. Big Pharma gets involved because they're pushing the lean, they're pushing the opiates. Big military gets involved because now they're opening up budgets to surveil you, to watch you, to hunt you down and all of these things. So white people who are on the stock market, who know how to trade niggas, they are getting rich off of our ignorance. Our black ignorance is $1 trillion industry. And I'm going to end it on that note. Okay, something to think about when we eating that motherfucking cranberry sauce and the turkey today. Black ignorance is $1 trillion industry, and they're unapologetic with it. You heard Liar Cohen said, he said, my family got to eat, my nigga, and you're at the table. So you could walk around knowing that you're at the table all day and not do nothing about it, but don't come and waste my time or my energy to try to get me to help you out of this motherfucking trap that you put yourself into, because at the end of the day, it's all trap music and it's all about participation. So you could participate in the trap if you want to or not, all right? Henceforth, you could decide to do what you want tonight, or you could disrupt that shit, all right? So that's Third Eye Thursdays. We'll get back with you Melanin Mondays. Pull up, subscribe to the channel, share it like a motherfucking rumor, and hit that Cash App. Peace.